years ago, can anybody, all these APC governors, they sue the president, the federal government? They dare not. That's the simple reason. They will tell you the president is our father, he's our leader. We'll go and consult him. Some of them have said, even when it's time to pick the chairman of the party, they say whoever the president points at is where we go. Now they are telling you their position is better than that of the president because they know the president has few days to go. So that fear factor has gone. That body language is inconsequential to them. They are looking at the new order, the post Buhari era, and they are trying to factor their interests, secure their interests, safeguard it, and push forward.
And some of these governors you're also talking about, don't also forget, they are also running out their terms. They are also as irrelevant as you are saying the president is even in their own state.
But some of them are going to the Senate. So they are campaigning to remain relevant as
in the Senate.
Good morning once
again. Almost over 30 of them running for senatorial position.
That is not interested in going.
He's only one that is going. Okay, El-Rufai also. El-Rufai said, I'm not going to the Senate.
But he will be in the federal government.
He gave insinuations that Tinubu is telling him, if we win, there will be greater role for you. And that may explain why he's at the forefront.
Yes.
Because we don't know the agreement, the conversation he had with Tinubu, but he let it out that he wants him to play a role. Does that explain why he's kicking, fighting for
These are struck, even with the PDP G5 governors. These are struck. If they say they are supporting a particular candidate, some deals have been struck. That is just it. It's a give and take.
It's just the masses, Abulu. It's just the masses that will support somebody because you like his hair,
you like
women, the accent he uses. You like. If I always tell people, identify your interests within the Nigerian political system. When you identify, then key your interest to any of the candidates that will protect and advance your interests.
Amechi, good morning once again. The interest differs, Amechi. Somebody can be interested in security, somebody interested in how to make money from the candidates, somebody interested in whether this candidate will favor his own family, his generation.
Could be religious, could be ethnic.
If the candidate will allow him or her to travel abroad at ease. So different interests, different strokes for different folks, Amechi. But I want to drag this conversation to how it affects the people down there, Amechi. I want to disagree with persons or people that have continually said that this policy is anti-people. No, I want to support the debate that says pro-poor policy, but that been mismanaged somehow. That is why
the implementation.
Yes, implementation has not properly been done properly. That is why everybody is wailing and shouting. Amechi, the comments made by the CBN yesterday, Governor, when he was addressing the diplomatic corps, he said no POS agent should charge above 200 naira. And
if you do, you'll be arrested.
Good. And one of his directors in Yenagoa yesterday, by name Mr. Joseph Omayuku, buttressed
they have even
yes. I think he released a number, CBN number, which you can call if any POS agent happens to.
Are you sure somebody will pick up that number?
Good. So now the question is, the POS agent, how do they access the money? Some of them have said they buy 100,000 naira for 10,000 naira. That is why they need to sell to make profit. And naira has become a product like gold in Amechi in Nigeria.
Well, what's the number they say we should call?
Yeah, I've been trying to search. It has not come out yet.
We'll have it.
Yes. So now, if you release the number, you are going to harass your pro-poor policy. People that are supposed to benefit from it, you are saying you are harassing them. I think there's a big problem. There's a disconnect. That is why, for me, I want to call on other agencies. The call might be coming a bit late. There are agencies that are supposed to have supported the CBN in ensuring that Nigerians are well educated. What happens to the Ministry of Labour and Employment? The idea of harnessing the informal sector to embrace this policy. What happened to the adult literacy commission? What happens to them educating the illiterate persons to be educated? What happens to the NOA? What happens to even the SON? To show Nigerians how standard a legal currency is. Amechi, the legal tender is like the constitution of a country. It's a legal currency that everybody uses. Not only the CBN. It's not just the CBN that uses the legal tender. It affects everybody. So there should be as we said during the insecurity issue, Amechi, there should be a collaboration. Other agencies should support the CBN in this drive. They say they want to tackle vote buying. with this and tackle criminality with this, and those are positives. So I think the negative is somehow overshadowing us, and we're not seeing the positive in this policy. So I think the CBN needs a lot of support, and so that
Okay, sorry.
you got the number now.
Yes, the number you can call is 0700-2255-226. We'll try to reach the number, and if Rangan was giving us options, press this, so the number appears functional. So if you're in any part of the country and the POS operators are charging above 200, the CBN says you should call this number 0700-2255-226. But is it not good? Well,
I mean, that will create chaos. Why I say so, in just Garki area of Abuja, you have almost 1,000 POS operators. So how many will you call, and who will attend to them? That is why I appreciated the NAPTIP.
Because they buy
Puma
the currency.
The NAPTIP
On
Puma
their own,
yesterday.
they buy it.
That's why I appreciated the NAPTIP Puma yesterday, who was delving into election violence issue. So I have called for collaboration. Agencies should collaborate to ensure that we have a success in such pro-poor policy.
One quick issue before we get to hear from you, from your mails. Ibubago security outfit outlawed in Ebonyi State. A former commissioner of that state, who happens to be a member of PDP, was illegally arrested, so says the court, by Ibubago. You know, the story of Ibubago in Ebonyi is like a Gestapo police during the time of Mussolini. Mussolini in Italy, because we keep hearing of the atrocities committed by the Ibubago. So this gentleman, Abionyike, a former commissioner, was arrested by the outfit. That was in November 2022. He was abducted, tortured for over 2 hours by the Ibubago security operatives. He went to court, a federal high court in Ebonyi, and filed a case. Judgment came yesterday, and the judge said the outfit has been disbanded because it's into gross human rights abuses, extortion, illegal arrests, and illegal use of firearms. So the situation today in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State, is that Ibubago is an illegal outfit. We expect the state government to disband or stand down, ask the security agency to stand down pending when they take the necessary legal steps to overturn that judgment, or at least get a stay of proceeding. Perhaps this is a lesson to any citizen who is aggrieved. If any agency of government violates your right, you can readily go to court. This happened in November, and by February, there was a judgment. The judge said the state government should pay the commissioner 50 million naira in damages for torture and violation of his rights.
Amechi, before TV comes in, let's go back to the Bakassi Boys. You remember the Bakassi Boys created in 1998 by traders in the southeast, in Aba, and the Anambra, Onitsha. The Anambra people bought it over, keyed into it, and about 3 or 4 states in the southeast keyed into it. But eventually, the Bakassi Boys group was disbanded in 2002 for certain reasons.
Excesses.
Yes. So now Ebibiago is there. Did we get the positives? Did we get what they did right? Did we get the good things they did? Now, bad news was always the thing we're hearing about Ebibiago, and that is, some of us will not question the disbandment. So it behoves on the state governors who keyed into it, because I only know it's Abakaliki that we hear about Ebibiago. As of 2021, the Southeast governors were still trying to get legal backing. And we have said here, TV have said here, we have said severally, the Benue State Volunteer Force, or what they call them, the one in Katsina also, do they have legal backing? Have they sought to get legal backing?
Teve, we have always pointed at two extremes in terms of state security apparatus. We point at Ebubago, and the bad news that emanates from there is enormous. To the extent that some people have taken up arms against the security outfit and have been killing the operatives, perhaps in anger or retaliation or whatever it is. A lot of people said it is used by the state government for purely political purposes and not just to fight criminality. That's on one extreme. The other extreme is the Moteko. Ondo State stands out clearly. The governor there has used the security apparatus to fight crime, and you rarely hear, I've not heard of the opposition alleging that the Amotekun is being used to hound and persecute them.
Probably because he's a
I've
senior
not heard.
lawyer.
Did you hear? Did you hear any?
Amechi, you see, the commander of Amotekun in Ondo State is a special advisor to the governor on security matters. Where does his allegiance lie? With all of what you're saying, you can see that I was just smiling because those of us who have read about what giving such powers to even at the time traditional rulers, native local government, we knew the kind of impact.
Native authority place.
Yes, in my place, I know
They
what
use horsewhip and deal rulers
and all of that. So it points to those who are saying, look, state police, that if you are bringing state police, these are the things you are most likely to face. So you need to provide safeguards, safeguards that would avoid such situations. For instance, in Ondo State, yes, we may not have heard, but the fact that the commander of the Amotekun is a special advisor to the governor on security, does it not say something?
Is it not the same way the Inspector General of Police sees the president anytime he wants and takes direct command from the president? Is it not the same? As a person that has executive power, you have that appointive power. It is exercised at the federal level. Why should it not be exercised at the state level?
As an aid. I mean,
as an aid, yes, that's another thing.
But this body statement, do they have legal backing?
They do
yes,
now.
Yes,
because some persons have argued that their activities is like an injustice and insult.
No, they have
even in the
police.
Even in the judgment, the judge was clear. Now he said he's banning it not because there is no legal backing to it. That because of its human rights,
they went beyond their limits.
So that it's a different.
For instance, they were carrying guns that the state security apparatus should perhaps maybe they didn't state. Maybe I suspect AK-47. Recall the issue of this state. Police system, security system, and that of issue of carrying, wielding AK-47 rifles.
So even at the federal level, this issue of the independence of the police and all of that controlled by the president, it's a reason why we have the controversial section in the Police Service Act. It was not there, the 4-year tenure. It was to safeguard him that once you are appointed, your tenure is guaranteed. So you can take independent action.
You can investigate
against, independent actions from what the director of the president and all of. So these are the safeguards that those of you championing state police need to put in place moving forward. If not, you will have a situation where maybe there will be this kind of ban everywhere. And at the end of the day, the reason for which those of you promoting it.
Whatever Ebubago has done, whatever stain it is painting across the state, Amotekun Ondo State and maybe some other states are wiping away. So what we need to do, as it appears as a general consensus now, those that we oppose to state police have seen the need. I think he's only TV.
But I'm making some concerns here.
Interest in northern Nigeria that were strongly opposed to state police have made a U-turn. Recall when the traditional rulers, political leaders of Togara last year said, we need state police. It can become apparent. What we should concern ourselves with now is, like you aptly put it, how do we implement this in such a way that it's not hijacked by the president? We should also work on the federal police. Because we have seen instances where it was hijacked by either the president or those around the president. It wasn't not the police that was used to abduct the governor of my state, then Chris Ngige. Was it not from Abuja that they got the others? So we take steps to insulate the police from manipulation by the president, from those in the executive at both the federal and state level.
But Amechi, one other question bothering us is that you say Bibiago is a Southeast regional security, but it's mainly domiciled in Ebonyi State. And you say the Amotekun is a Southwest, and it's only domiciled in Ondo State.
No, they are elsewhere. But Ondo appear to be very active.
They are not
very gallant, as they will call it.
But the other regions, they key into the region.
They have to pass their own laws. No, they have passed their own laws. It depends on how you
But what
you
we
use
said based on what we read in the media, it could be that the others are active, but we don't know. We are basing our judgment
we saw how active they
on
were in
media.
Osun State.
Yeah. Ocean?
Yes.
Okay.
Where the opposition there was raising finger, accusation,
finger.
They
allegation
can't
that-
stop them from
that,
being
part
going
of,
for election
elections,
duties.
you know, and all of that. And you guys should also not forget, these governors that you say were supporting the traditional rulers
Yes.
and all of, did not say anything until the governors took a position.
Yes.
So definitely there was an influence somewhere. And why were the
Everybody
governors,
was feeling the pain. That
why,
was
were the
influence.
governors, why did the governors take a position at the last minute? Was it not because perhaps, possibly, elections? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves.
Okay, so that they have their own.
You know, don't
police.
forget they almost truncated the amendment of the constitution, insisting that the National Assembly should consider the bill on state police for the state houses of assembly to pass the other bills that were sent.
So
to
that
them.
they have their own,
politics involved
their
in all
own,
of it.
secret
And I can tell you
weapon.
now that it is scaled, are you hearing them talking about it? Wait, after the election,
The
when
next
they
ad-
hand over,
the- one of
whether
the
they will
first-
discuss this thing
One
again.
of the first aspects of the constitution that will be amended by the next administration and next National Assembly, the 10th National Assembly, will be issue of state police.
You think?
You
I
think so?
guarantee
so?
you
You
that.
think
Let's
so?
hear
The man that
from
solves
you.
tomorrow.
Let's Chidera is here. Chidera Abulu doesn't want you to tell us what our listeners